Well, if I can field a question to us, because when you bring up the conversation of historical injustices, immediately within minority churches, we're having this conversation. And I don't know if the white saints in here are having this conversation. Maybe I can put it up there. You gave me the green light, okay?
I did.
One of the conversations that is happening a lot within minority spaces is this topic of reparations. What do we think? Can I go there? What do we think? Is that biblical? Are reparations biblical?
You can hear the silence after going off script, okay?
That is a very hard question, and my personal prediction is that it's going to be a very divisive conversation going forward. Again, remember, in white culture, why are you blaming me for something I didn't do? Why should I be responsible to pay for something I didn't break? And so that's going to be a very divisive conversation. And I don't know how justly we can come up with a reparation plan to combat injustice. What I do know, though, is that one of the marks that you have received salvation is that you want to make right anything that you felt responsible for making wrong. When Zacchaeus meets with Jesus and he says, I'm going to give half what I have to the poor, and to anybody I cheated, they're getting 4 times back. What does Jesus say next? Today salvation has come to this house and to this man. There was something about his grasp of what it means to be in this kingdom that caused him to realize, I must own and be responsible for anything I help break. And so those are my very off the cuff, thank you for putting me on the spot.
Here's something that I want to say. That when you turn the conversation, I got uncomfortable. I'll be honest. Internally, kind of what's going on. I'm like, here we go. And quite honestly, I'm uncomfortable. And yet, Aaron's worth it. Michelle's worth it. Rick's worth it. Kason's worth it. Jane. Everybody here is worth having those uncomfortable conversations. I love my wife, and I love our marriage. And I love it so much that I will look back at the history of it. And there are a lot of things that I did as a young husband that I hope I never do again. But because she just amen, y'all. And my point in all of that is that I love her enough that I want to be honest about what that journey is. And so when we stop and we look at the history and even how it's happening today, it's not out of a hatred, but it's out of a position of love. And it's out of a position of appropriate responsibility.